Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Wednesday, August the 27, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, 2 succumbed to injuries sustained in Manchester crash. 2 people, including a child, have succumbed to their injuries sustained in a 2-vehicle collision along the Winston-Jones Highway in Manchester on Sunday. The deceased are 37-year-old Jermaine Keating and 11-year-old Hussey Connor, both of the Battersea district in Manchester. According to police reports, about 5:45 p.m., Keating and Connor were traveling in a grey 2015 Honda Fit motorcar traveling northerly along Old Kendall Main Road. The driver of the Honda Fit reportedly drove onto the Winston-Jones Highway and collided with a white 2014 Toyota Allion, which was traveling westbound toward the New Green roundabout. The impact caused the Toyota Allion to catch fire shortly after the crash, the police said. However, the occupants of that vehicle were able to exit safely before the fire fully engulfed the car. No burn injuries were reported. All occupants from both the vehicles were transported to the hospital, where Keating and Connor were pronounced dead. Bodies of 2 children found in St. Anne community. The search for 2 missing children in Swamp District, Monica, St. Anne has ended tragically after their bodies were found in the community on Wednesday morning. The boys, aged 1 and 3, were reported missing on Tuesday night. Their father is the main suspect in the murders. According to the preliminary report from the police, the mother of the 3-year-old boy reportedly went to the Monique station about 8 p.m. Tuesday to report that the father of her son was acting strangely after consuming a pot of ganja tea. The police visited the house and found the father in a semi-conscious state behind the dwelling. A crib inside the house was covered in blood and the children were missing. The St. Anne Operation Support Team, with support from the Jamaica Defense Force, carried out an initial search for the toddlers, but that was abandoned. Investigators are at the scene gathering information on the incident. A resident and the Justice of the Peace, Lucille Gooden, told the news that the suspects in the deaths of the children were well known to her. Ms. Gooden said the allegations against the father have come as a surprise.
This is tragic, and I know the parties, and the young man is a nice young man that I even gave a recommendation for a job at the hotel, and he's doing very well. So something went wrong. I don't know what is this, but the community is in awe at this happening.
Flankers resident charged with murder following shooting of man at a party. 32-year-old Junior Young, otherwise called Tent Roy, of New Road, Flankers, St. James, was charged on Monday with the murder of a man who was shot in the head at a party in the area. Killed was 32-year-old laborer Junior Golding, otherwise known as Papa, of Providence Heights in Flankers. Reports from the Montego Bay Police are that about 2:05 a.m. on Thursday, August 21, Golding was at a party when Young and an accomplice, armed with a gun, approached him and attacked him. According to the police, a tussle ensued, during which Young held Golding and his accomplice opened fire at him. Both men later fled the scene. After the shooting, Golding was seen nursing a gunshot wound to the head, and the police were summoned. On their arrival, he was transported to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. An investigation was immediately launched, and Young turned himself into the police a day later. The police say he was charged based on eyewitness statements. His court date is being finalized. Suspected burglar held by residents. A carpenter will have to answer to burglary charges following an incident on Pagan Drive in St. Elizabeth on August 22. He has been identified as 35-year-old Nico Edwards of Rice Peace District in Lacovia. Reports from the Santa Cruz Police are that at 5 a.m., the complainant securely locked her house and went to bed. Moments later, Edwards allegedly forced open a window leading to the living room and unlawfully entered the house. The complainant was awakened and went to the kitchen where she saw Edwards inside her house. He ran from the dwelling, but an alarm was raised and Edwards was apprehended by residents. He was later handed over to the police, questioned, and subsequently charged. His court date is being finalized. Taxi stand bus stop leaves a man bruised. A forklift operator of Red Band District, Moko in Clarendon, has been charged with assault occasioning bodily harm following an incident at a taxi stand in Moko on Monday. He has been identified as 33-year-old Jeffrey Henry. Reports from the Mapen Criminal Investigation Branch are that at 6:15 p.m., Henry and a painter got into an argument. The argument escalated and Henry punched the man in his face, causing bruising and swelling. A report was made to the police and Henry was pointed out to the lawmen. He was subsequently charged based on the complainant's statement. A court date for him is being finalized. ECJ rubbishes Campbell's plan to allow PNP workers to verify IDs at the polling stations. People's National Party General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell was left with egg on his face Tuesday when the Electoral Commission of Jamaica made it clear that only presiding officers appointed by the Electoral Office of Jamaica are authorized to verify voter identification cards at the polling stations. The ECJ was responding to Campbell's declaration at a PNP mass meeting in Mandeville, Manchester on Sunday that the party had equipped its indoor agents with integrity lamps to verify the identification cards submitted by voters in next Wednesday's general election. Campbell had claimed that the only way the Jamaica Labour Party can win the election is if they steal it. They know that they can't win this fair and square, and so they're going to come with all sorts of chickeny, Campbell told the crowd, adding that he has made a decision and the PNP has bought integrity lamps for every single constituency, so that we have trained our indoor agents to take up your integrity lamp, look on the voter ID, look for the security mark. He said that in each constituency, the workers have been given a security lamp so that they can look at the ID to make sure that the necessary security features are there. And if you see somebody come in at the polling station and you know to God that I know him name, I know him name so, we are go ball out. The General Secretary reminded that it is an offense under Sections 95 and 96 of the Representation of the People Act for an individual to impersonate someone else. So comrades, look out for them, because a one man, one vote in this year election. Them not thief this, Campbell declared. However, the ECJ, on which Campbell sits as a nominated commissioner, said by law only specified equipment is allowed within the vicinity of polling stations and under the control of presiding officer. The commission emphasized that only the presiding officer appointed by the Electoral Office of Jamaica is authorized to verify voter identification cards. No other person, including indoor agents, has the authority to carry out this verification. Furthermore, no integrity lamp outside of the official equipment issued by the EOJ will be used in the polling station during the verification process. The ECJ also issued a reminder to all political parties of the laws that govern the procedures that apply to the operations at the polling stations. It also said that electors who have not yet collected their renewed voter ID card from the EOJ constituency office are encouraged to do so before election day. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.